My weather forecast for today is a pleasant mix of stories with a 100% chance of good news.
Stephen Colbert bids farewell to late night with a massive donation, Agrihoods reimagine urban living, a paywall drops, and dogs splash their way to a world record.
It's all coming to you on the Feel Good Fastlane, your quick ride to a world that doesn't suck. We're your hosts, Elliot Chaparelli
and Joy Shanti Watkis.
The Late Show has ended, but it's leaving the air with one last positive action. In the penultimate broadcast of his show, Stephen Colbert presented Jose Andres of World Central Kitchen with a $2.5 million check. World Central Kitchen is a nonprofit that provides food relief in disaster zones and war zones around the world. Right now, they're working in Ukraine and Gaza, as well as preparing for relief following wildfires and other sudden emergencies. In the episode, Andres gave Colbert a heartfelt thank you for all of his support over the years. That was before a comical bit where he was presented with a very small check in a very large envelope. To raise the money, The Late Show sold t-shirts that said, "The Last Show with Stephen Colbert" for $40. They also auctioned off props, signs, furniture, ties, and even a desk for $14,800. Andres was a guest on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert 7 times and made short cameos in several additional episodes. They did everything from frying eggs in olive oil to drinking sherry. Andres details each of these appearances in an edition of his Substack newsletter, Longer Tables, if you want to check it out. In the post, he wishes Colbert well and thanks him for his support of World Central Kitchen over the years. Colbert even wrote a foreword to the World Central Kitchen cookbook that was published in 2023. Now over to Joy Ashanti for another story about feeding the people.
What if urban living put food, gardens, and farms at the center of their communities instead of busy roads? Well, allow me to introduce Agrihoods. The concept is simple: a residential area built around a working green space. Urban areas account for a large share of global carbon emissions, but with Agrihoods, local biodiversity is supported, climate resilience is strengthened, and they make city living more sustainable. Another cool thing, they're interactive. Residents typically will have a say in what gets grown in their green spaces, from different produce to native flower species. They can also enjoy farm-to-table experiences, have local food at an on-site grocery store, or tend to the gardens themselves. These Agrihoods are already a global trend, with over 200 existing across the United States, Canada, South Africa, and Australia, with dozens more currently in development. In Brazil, urban planners are creating Agrihoods that help cool neighborhoods, reduce flooding risks, support wildlife, and reconnect people to food and nature. Some projects are even transforming degraded land back into thriving ecosystems. This just proves that city living and greener living can coexist. Do you live in one of these communities? What would you grow in an Agrihood? Let us know in the comments. Over to Elliot to tell us about the positive fall of a paywall.
Thanks, Joy Ashanti. It's just one paywall for now, but perhaps other local news sources will soon follow suit. The Salt Lake Tribune has made its news free for the first time in its 155-year history. At a time when many local news sources are struggling, the Salt Lake City newspaper says it's doing surprisingly well. In 2019, it made the transition to become a nonprofit news source. This is actually a growing trend in journalism. This strategy helped the paper go from struggling to thriving. They even added reporters. Now, in May 2026, all recent articles will become totally free. The paper plans to fund itself through donations and advertising. When the paywall dropped, subscribers were automatically transitioned to voluntary donations. Donors will still have a few perks. The paywall is still up for articles older than 30 days, so they'll be able to access this archived content. They'll also have the option to receive Salt Lake Tribune merch, and at the $10 a month donation tier, print copies of the paper. According to the Tribune, in a test case, most members were more than happy to keep up their voluntary donation. As a part of its transition to a nonprofit organization, the Tribune has created awesome partnerships with other local news sources. They helped found the Utah News Collaborative. This group of over 20 local news organizations shares and republishes daily reporting. They hope to expand the reach of local reporting and fill in coverage gaps in rural communities. The Tribune also started the Great Salt Lake Collaborative to amplify local environmental news. Luckily for you all, Feel Good Fastlane has been free for our whole 5-month history, and we want to spread good news far and wide. So please share this story if it brightens your feed. And if you want to partner with us, send us a message. Back to Joy Ashanti for one of our always popular cute animal stories.
In Coral Gables, Florida, 277 dogs made a splash in history. At the Chewy Bark Park, the Guinness World Record for the largest dog pool party ever was officially set. What began as a corporate activation event quickly grew to a memorable and historical moment for Miami locals and their fur babies. The party had pop-up pools, tennis balls, popsicles, and plenty of games for dogs and people to enjoy. Dogs of all breeds, sizes, and temperaments splashed, socialized, and soaked up the fun. Chewy's talent team was even there scouting for their next possible brand star. After the event, the pop-up pools and toys were donated to local animal shelters. Chewy is now selling pool party kits for anyone who wants to relive this experience. On a smaller scale, of course. Or maybe not. I don't know about you, Elliot, but I'm ready to go swimming. What kind of splash are you making this summer? There's your bite-sized brightness for the day. Short stories that will leave you feeling good and knowing good fast.
Have you subscribed to our channel, left a like or a comment? You'll get more free good news on your feed if you do. And who wouldn't want that?